What's up, guys? This is another episode of Off the Post. And I'm your host, DJ Redcap. Yes, this is very awkward. We'll explain why later, though, what happened.
A lot of awkward happening right now.
A lot of awkward happening right now. I don't know what to say, but we will explain what happened. But let's see what our panelists are up to. You're probably expecting someone else. We'll talk about that. I'll let Courtney talk about it right now. Courtney, can you tell us?
Oh, wow. That's great. Right on the spot. So you know what? Sometimes technical difficulties happen. I know we were going to have Erica Timrack on the show, and we were really excited about it and appreciated her, offering to give her time and appreciate FC Kansas City with arranging the whole thing. That's really awesome that we were able to set everything up like that. And we're really appreciative anytime a player is willing to give their time, out of their day to be on our show and talk with us. So that was the plan. We had it all set up. But unfortunately, sometimes technical difficulties happen. So that's kind of where we're at. We were having some issues and weren't able to get everything kind of worked up. That's why we were 45 minutes late, too. We were trying really, really hard to get everything set up. But we unfortunately couldn't. But again, I just want to thank, on behalf of Off the Post, thank you, Erica Timrack, obviously, for offering to give us your time today. I saw that she was, retweeting and, favoriting the promo on Twitter today. So that's also really awesome that she's trying to help promote it, too. So thank you, if you see this, Erica, for wanting to be on the show. And also, like I said, thank you, Kansas City, for working to set everything up with us also. But sometimes technical difficulties happen. We're looking forward to it also. And I know that she was probably looking forward to being on. But it happens sometimes. We have some other players, coming up, and maybe we'll be able to work something out with people and have guests for you in the future. That's the plan, but we can't really help technical difficulties. We worked for about 45 minutes on it, like I said, to get everything going. But so you got us. So we're still gonna have a show for you, and as our crazy self, and we have box one over here today. Which is kind of even more awkward, I guess. I think not awkward, but we're it won't be awkward. It'll be the two of us, Timrack, DJ. We'll be fine now. Just box one and DJ over here, but that's okay. But yeah, so that's what. Apologies for being late. Apologies for not having a guest that we had promoted. It's out of everyone's hand. It happens. It's not anyone's fault. But we hope that you enjoy our weekly review show, anyways.
Yep, thanks, Courtney. Yeah, like I said, we're sorry about that. I mean, as she said, stuff happens. But we'll try to work with FC Kansas City again because they really were good working with us and other teams as well to see what we can get on. So we might as well just jump into the review, and maybe a special guest will pop in. We never know still. The link is still available. We'll just – it is true. The link's still out there, and I'm still looking at my email seeing if that happens. But so we'll see what happens. We'll just jump into the games right now, though. We'll talk about Western New York Flash versus FC Kennedy. We'll go to you first, Jen. What were your thoughts?
DJ's frozen. She went to you.
So I know.
Okay.
Courtney was actually at this game.
My little heart broken in pieces.
Yeah, I thought that this was another one of those games that I didn't think the scoreline reflected the statistics. The Flash definitely outshot Kansas City by far, just shots in general and shots on goal. I think they had 28 shots total, 14 of which were on goal.
It was a franchise record, whatever it was, 26, 27, 28.
Something around there, yeah. But Kansas City pulled out the Barney card, and she made 14 saves, which is insane. And some of those saves were nuts. So, that – it just came out earlier today that Barney was voted the NWSL Player of the Week, and deservedly so. That being said, there was pressure on both sides. Timrack had a really good shot that unfortunately, she didn't get in. There were a couple of other really great shots that no one managed to get in. McCarty, I thought, had a really great game. On the flip side, always Williams. Yeah. And, they had that other human that I don't talk about very often who may or may not actually have had one decent ball. But, yeah, I thought it was a pretty unbalanced game, actually. I'm shocked that the Flash didn't walk away with the point. Shea Groom, I have to give huge props to Shea Groom, though, because the goal that she did score, she actually waited for the goalkeeper to make a move before she shot it. And I feel like her patience in doing that just shows her maturity as a player and shows how fantastic her ability really is, because not only is she super quick and she has a fantastic tactical ability, but she's also just mentally able to make decisions like that on the spot. So huge shout out to Shea Groom. Yeah, it was a great win for Kansas City. I am shocked that the Flash didn't walk away with at least 1 point, but I mean, with Barney making saves like that, there was no way.
Dang you, Barney.
All right, Courtney, let's go to you for the Chicago Red Stars versus the Houston Dash.
So yeah, that was actually I actually think that Chicago probably should have got 3 points. That being said, I think good for the Dash for not going down or in danger of going down in another 1-0 scenario, but they it was really cool. Chicago did really well from the get-go. They scored the first goal 2 minutes in. It was nice to see Colaprico get a goal for her first goal. Basically, she was in the right place, right time, really set up well. Vanessa DiBernardo too got the assist. They just changed the stats, updated the box score that she actually was given the assist on that. It was nice to see. Colaprico's always just kind of there. Like, it's not that she has bad games, but sometimes she's there and doesn't really isn't really like a standout. So it was really nice for her to be a standout this week. Same thing, like I said, Vanessa DiBernardo actually had a really fantastic game. She's been doing a good job in the absence of like Kristen Press and things like that. But all Chicago's defense, even without JJ, is still holding it down. Houston, I gotta give Houston props for at least, like I said, staying in it. The goal they scored wasn't really like a great goal. It was kind of just like I kicked it in. Dalton was kind of caught off guard, so it wasn't like a spectacular goal. But I give them props for they've been down 1-0 so many times this season and haven't been able to pull one back. So whether it was a good goal or not, they managed to get a point out of it, which I think is what they needed. They've been having kind of a bit of a better run the last couple of weeks. And outside of that, I think, Ohai is one of those people who I think has been not up to her full potential since she was drafted in the league, but I think like the last couple of games she's been really fantastic. And I think that's what people are waiting to see from her that they haven't maybe seen before. And then this game was no exception. She was really awesome. And kind of all over the place and good at setting people up. So it was. I think Chicago probably should have got the win because Houston's goal wasn't that great. But it doesn't always have to be pretty. You just get the point, and they got the goal, and it's good for them.
Thank you, Courtney. For Sky Blue versus Washington.
Yeah, this game, much like the other game, hurt Courtney's soul. This one hurt mine. Washington at this point. The playoff battle is so close that anybody that's in those top 4 spots really needs to push forward to maintain their place. And Washington did not. Granted, they had a lot of really good chances. I thought Joe Lohman had a pretty good game. She had a couple of scoring chances in there. Benini, as usual, was dynamic. For me, I have not been impressed, and this has been a season-long thing, and I'm really hoping to figure out what the issue is soon. I have not been impressed with the Spirit's set pieces, either offensively or defensively. They haven't had the best offensive set pieces, and they can't defend them worth crap. So I'm really hoping that the Spirit can figure out kind of what's going on with that and push forward, because I think they do have a very strong chance of not only staying in the playoffs, but maybe progressing to the final this year. On the flip side of that, Leah Galton is just phenomenal. She's absolutely showing up for Sky Blue. At this point, I definitely think she's aiming for at least one of the end of season awards. But aside from that, Kelsey Weiss. She did sneak that ball past Kelsey Weiss. She got another one past Kelsey Weiss. Thankfully, Caprice Tedesco was there. But the Sky Blue back line, I think, was absolutely phenomenal this game. Even more so than they have been all season, I think. They managed to shut down any chance that Washington got in there. They had a couple. There was that Christine Nairn free kick where she tried to pick out Katie Stengel. And like I said, Lohman had a couple of shots right there in the box. and they just couldn't finish because Sky Blue's back line was right on top of them the whole time. So huge shout out to Sky Blue there. And, they did deserve this win. We play them again next week, and hopefully we make up for it. But Sky Blue did earn the 3 points on this one, I think.
All right, and Courtney, take us away with Seattle versus Orlando.
Man, all the goals. There were lots of goals happening in that game. This is the first game literally all season that I've looked at. I've looked at Seattle and have been like, okay, that's Seattle that we're used to seeing and that people expect Seattle to be. All season, like myself, and I know a lot of people have been like, what is Seattle doing? Like, they're kind of just really meh. Like, Kim Little's been kind of meh. Jess Fishlock's been kind of meh. Like, it's just been kind of eh. But, like, this game really made me think of, like, okay, this is the rain that everyone is used to seeing and expected to see all season. They just came out and their offense was just incredible. Like, everyone was playing great. Mellis was playing great. Kawasumi didn't score, but she, was making a lot of things happen. And then you look at Kim Little, Jess Fishlock, Kendall Fletcher. Her goal was, like, beautiful. It was just one of those perfect, like, when you imagine, like, I'm having a set piece and then someone's just going to come on in and, slam it home. And it was just like, wow, here she goes. And it was great. And then we got to love the Fletch flip after. Like, I love her little back flip celebration. It's really cool. But, yeah, that was just, like, a really overall, like, complete performance for Seattle. Like, it was just really great. Defense had a couple blunders here and there. But, even on the goals that Orlando got were not – they were well earned, I say. And I don't know why I said that. I say, so says me, the goals are well earned. It's been a long day. We've been sitting here for a while, too. So I think, like, Seattle finally looked like the team that we expected. Orlando, I got to give them some props. Like, the fact that they, did score a couple goals and fought till the very end, and the last goal was like the 88th minute or whatever. The fact that they kept going, they were down, like, 5-1 or whatever, and then, like, had an own goal, which is also always awkward, but
it's been the story of Orlando this season.
Yeah, all the own goals. Well, not really, but, like, and that happens. Like, that sucks for Presley. Like, it wasn't like a terrible one. I've seen some bad ones where they literally pretty much kick it in the other goal, but, like, it just came off her foot. She's trying to get a foot on it, and it went into the goal. Like, that sucks, but it happens. But yeah, like I said, great performance from Seattle. I gotta say, like I said, Orlando fought back. Jasmine Spencer's, the fact that she went all in on that goal, and, was faced with the goalkeeper and just didn't care and was like, nah, I'm going to get this ball and score a goal was awesome. And then Kristen Edmonds' goal just looked awesome. The two of them have just been incredible this season for Orlando. And I think that's really, like, one of the things that Orlando has for them. Like, I know that we were like, Orlando's going to be in trouble because they're missing all their players. And some people were like, oh, it's not going to be that bad. But it hasn't been great. Orlando's defense especially has been really sad and lacking. I don't know why. I'm the only one who picked Orlando to win this game, and I don't know why I did that because I should have known better. But I know, but so yeah, I think it was a game that Seattle fans will have loved to see because they really were just dominant and played really, really great. But like I said, I got to give Orlando credit too for fighting till the end of the game.
Sounds good. All right, let's go with our players of the week. Who did you get player of the week, Jim?
I went with the player of the week, actually, and picked Nicole Barnhart.
And who did you choose, Courtney?
Yeah, I picked Barnhart too. Again, like there were a couple good options. I think the top three that the media association they released the top three votes were Barney, Fletcher, and Galton, and all of them were a very worthy top three. Oh, and DJ left.
Well, hello, folks. Okay.
Well,
this just got real awkward.
So here we are. I'm just gonna keep talking. Wow, this happened.
I guess we can do our predictions.
Man, this show just got this show went from awkward to like super awkward. But hello everyone, we're now hosting this show with no controls over anything, so we're just here.
Yep.
So great. Right. So back to predictions. Top three that were released, the top three vote getters were all worthy winners. But Barney, 14 saves. Come on, that's incredible. You got to go there. DJ actually picked Tasha Kai. I have no idea why. He was going with Sky Blue, but pretty big consensus across the board for our player of the weeks this week. Most of us picked Barney. A couple picked Kim Little, and then DJ picked Tasha Kai, which if he was here, he'd explain to you why, but he's not. So here we are.
Yeah. I'm not going to pretend to read his mind. Maybe he just He's aiming for free tickets. I think that's the goal there. DJ wants those free Sky Blue tickets. So
well, put him on blast. Okay, so anyways, we're gonna move on, and there's just the two of us here. This is really we're in the same box. This is even more awkward. But hello. So if we ever have a variety show, the Jen and Courtney variety show, this would just be what it would be live on Google Chat on YouTube. It's fine. So great, we're gonna do our predictions for the week. This upcoming weekend. Again, we don't know DJ's. We didn't write him in the chat already, so we're gonna just do ours. So Jen, why don't you go ahead?
Let's start with
game.
Washington and Sky Blue.
Fantastic. Pull mine up while you talk about yours.
All right. Great. So, considering I just talked about this game and how much it was really painful for Washington to lose this one, they obviously know just as much as I do how painful it was for them to lose this one. So they're going to go in guns blazing next time around, and I don't think they're going to let it happen again, and they're going to shut down Sky Blue and find ways to get on in there and score goals because they do that. The Spirit have always been that dark horse team that when you least expect it, they just pop on up in there. So I went with 2-1 Washington.
Well, shockingly, if you watch the show when Jen and I are on, and we always pick the same thing, I also picked the Spirit 2-1. Sorry, it's at the Soccerplex, so I think that always gives the Spirit a little bit more of an edge. Not always, because they have lost at home, but more likely than more likely than not, it's been advantageous to them to play in front of their home crowd and to have
shout out to the Squadron.
Yeah, right on, Spirit Squadron. So yeah, I think that, especially because they play back to back, I think they'll learn. Key move for the Spirit, like Leah Galton, we talked about how amazing she was. She kind of just tore up the Spirit, and no one really ever got on her. Yeah. So hopefully the Spirit kind of review some tape and see we probably should make sure that we're covering golf.
Caprice Tedesco, looking at you. You're super fast. Get on in there.
I mean, I'm not going to call anyone out, but just the defense as a whole, get on it. But but I think they're going to do it though, and they're going to be great, and they're going to score some goals. So yeah, I'm going to say 2-1 Spirit also.
All right, next game, Chicago Red Stars versus FC Kansas City.
All right.
I'll let you go first.
I picked 1-0 Chicago. I don't know, Kansas City the last couple weeks has looked really good. They made it a close one against the Spirit a couple weeks ago. They beat the Flash, but again, like Jen said, they it was very lopsided for them, and I think that Shea Groom is very quick, and Timerack as well, but I think that Chicago would be a little bit more prepared, I think, because they would probably expect that, and their defense is probably a little bit more solid at the moment. The Flash had kind of they're missing a lot of defensive people, so there's kind of a lot of adjustment going on there. But again, if Di Bernardo can have a great game, and Cola Prico too, and we don't talk about Sofia Huerta, but she's still in there, and she tends to pick up a lot of the slack when press is gone too. So I think they'll do a really good job, and I think that they will end up winning 1-0.
Oh, we don't agree on this one.
We don't. I said Chicago, so we're not Chicago.
Oh, hey, our fearless leader is back. All right.
Well, that was awkward.
So I actually said 1-0 in favor of Kansas City. I feel like they are finally getting a groove. I think they played really well against the Spirit. So I think they're getting their stuff together this season, and I think they can come out on top of Chicago, especially if Barney keeps making saves like she's been making. So I went 1-0 Kansas City. DJ, welcome back. Are you back?
Yeah, I'm back.
We're doing predictions. If you want to tell us, we only did 2 so far. So we want to tell us about Sky Blue in Washington and Chicago at Kansas City. If you want to tell us about your predictions, that'd be swell.
Okay, so we're doing, which one are we on now? Right now?
Well, right now we're on Kansas City and Chicago. We also just finished Spirit and KC. So if you want to just bump those 2 out.
Spirit and KC. Okay.
Not Spirit and Sky Blue.
Spirit and Sky Blue. Sorry.
I was looking like, dang, I messed up my notes. Okay, I'm gonna go just.
Okay, Spirit against Sky Blue, Chicago versus Kansas City. We're good. Got it. Nailed it. Right on.
Spirit for that one, definitely. They're not going to lose back-to-back. CRS versus FC might be at that game, but I still have faith Chicago to make the playoffs, so let's go with Chicago to win that one. All right, so Houston versus Flash we're on right now?
Nope. Chicago versus FC Kansas City.
He just
He just said. Just kidding. Yep. Moving on.
Yes, Houston and Western New York.
Back to you, DJ. I'm sorry. I was trying to find my predictions and I lost them and I missed them.
That's fine. That's fine. Houston versus West New York Flash. Let's go to Eugene.
I think that Western New York got a little bit of a slap in the face this week, and I don't think they liked it. So
They didn't.
I think they're going to come back even stronger next week, even though they are not playing at home. I'm pretty sure this game's in Houston. I think they're mad, and I think they're going to come in guns blazing and take it 2-0.
What do you got, Courtney?
I said 2-1. I think like Houston has been being more prepared and like organized offensively, so I think they have a chance of getting one, especially against, like I said, the Flash defense is doing all right. But like Hinkle, we didn't mention Hinkle was in a boot during last week's Flash game. Probably right after the game said that she injured her ankle, and she had an ankle injury with the national team a couple months ago or whatever. And she rolled it again, but didn't really have a timeline. So I don't know. Their defense, they tried. Janice came and played her first game, kind of probably on short notice. They're missing some defensive help back there. Courtney Nemick's been in, but she's been in a couple games. So I think, they have a chance of scoring one just because the Flash's defense is kind of recovering from missing their players at the moment, and they haven't really gelled as a new unit yet. But yeah, the Flight Gen said the Flash, should have at least got a point last week. I think that they're going to. There's some chances that they literally Barney stood on her head, and then there's some chances where they literally probably should have scored and didn't, and had some misses. So I think they're going to go back and kind of review all that. And they had kind of a lame first half, but they really weren't together. So I think they're going to go back and come out from the get-go strong and looking to score. So I'm going to say 2-1 Flash.
Yeah, I see the Dash actually scoring now. I trust him to score in games, but I don't trust him to beat a team as good as West New York Flash. So I'm going to go with the Flash to win this game. I would say about 2-1-2. Portland Thorns versus Seattle Reign. Who you got, Courtney?
I picked 2-1 Portland. I don't know why. I don't even know. Seattle just scored 5 goals, and I'm picking 2-1 Portland. This is probably dumb on my part, but that's fine. I'm sticking with it. Why not? I don't know. I know Portland's been kind of knocked down a few pegs because they're missing a good chunk of their team and all that lovely stuff. But they were off last week, so they've had some time to kind of get their lives together, do some more adjusting as a team about their people and practice and stuff like that. And I think they're going to be coming back. Like I said, they've been kind of taken down a peg the last couple of games, so I think they're going to be coming back wanting to get a win and to have a strong Wow. Have a strong win. Oh, boy. Have a strong win. And again, I think against Seattle, it's going to be hard because if Seattle came out and played like they did last week, it's going to be really interesting. But I do give that one to Portland. I give Portland. They're going to find a way to pull it out and make it happen 2-1.
Who you got, Jen?
I actually broke my heart and did not pick Portland. After watching Seattle play Orlando, Seattle's starting to come together and Portland's starting to fall apart. And I think the two of them are going to kind of meet in the middle this week. I think Portland is probably back on the upswing. But I don't know if they're on the upswing enough to beat a Seattle team that is finally coming together and starting to look like the Seattle Reign we're used to. So I actually picked a draw for this one at 1.
Yeah, I was thinking a draw for this one too, actually, to be honest. Portland I don't trust, and Seattle is one of those teams still where it's like I don't know, I feel like they're kind of middle of the road. So I think I'll go for draw. And then the game that everyone's looking forward to, Boston versus Orlando. Who do you got, Jen?
Whoa. Can I just hope this game gets rained out?
Yeah. We can put that on there.
No, because we don't have time to make this stuff up. We already have games to make up in the league. No.
Yeah, this game's gross. I don't. What it comes down to for me is the fact that they're playing in Boston. Teams, for some reason, traditionally just fall apart when they play Boston at home. I don't know what it is, but for some reason, I don't know if it's because they have to walk a mile to use a porta potty or like what the deal is, why teams play so badly in Boston. But they do. So for me, I think either Spencer or Edmonds is going to get in there for Orlando and score them 1 goal, but I still give it to Boston. Ultimately, I'm going 2-1 Boston.
Who you got, Courtney?
Pick a draw. I literally have no idea. I couldn't tell you who I think is going to score for Boston. Someone maybe.
Angela
possibly.
Salem.
Maybe Angela Salem. Go for it. Orlando historically is not great away either, like at all. Not at all. And they've proven that week after week. So, but I don't know. I've gone with Boston before. I've tried the last couple of weeks. I've picked Boston to win, and they've let me down. So I'm gonna go with a 1-1 draw here because I think Edmonds or Spencer will score at least. I think someone's gonna score for Boston. I couldn't tell you who. Maybe Angela Salem again. That'd be great. But yeah, I don't. Picking Boston has burned me enough times to just say it's going to be a 1-1 draw and then just wash my hands of it and be like, wow, whatever happens. Listen, I went 0 for 4 last week. It really can't. It can get worse. I could go 0 for 5 this week. There's one more game. But, I'm really just kind of, throwing it out there because I just bombed last week completely. So.
Yeah. I hear you. Orlando, like I said, historically, their small history, they're bad on the road. And Boston, I just want to be right picking Boston 1. So I'll go with Boston 1-0 on this and watch they end up losing 2-1 with 2 goals in the 90th minute. So, well, guys, we apologize for everything with this episode because it was a rough one for us.
It's been a show. It's been a day. It's been.
Yes.
Time. I don't know if I have any beer in my fridge, but I'm gonna go find some after this and just have one because it's been one of those days. So
forgive us. We'll make sure that we will try our best. We can't plan for technical difficulties, and you can't plan for everything else. So next time we'll try to do better. Hopefully, those that did stick in and watch, because there were 7 views, we do.
Thank you, whoever stayed in to watch. We're so sorry that this has been such a.
Yeah, we appreciate it, man. We appreciate it. Like I said, we'll do better definitely next week for you guys. Tune in. Hopefully we'll get some OP or something during the week too. We got to make it up to you some way. We'll throw we got to throw a contest now. So we'll think of a contest to throw to give you something free. Okay, guys, let's end this episode.
This is me saying, I'm waving, say goodbye to the show.
Yeah, don't even wave, dude. I don't want to. Let's go. Goodbye, everybody.
Hit the button.
There goes the wave.
Just end it.